So welcome Jamie Larkin here presenting Ayahuasca Canada.
Ayahuasca Canada.
Yeah. So
Pretty close.
Mr. Long, if you'd like to give a brief background on this and we'll proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I did have an opportunity recently, briefly, to have a conversation with Mr. Larkin with respect to his project. I believe Mr. Larkin will speak to this. I do know that he's had conversation with Charlottetown Police Services, who have directed him on to make a presentation to the Economic Development Committee, given the nature of his request. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Larkin and allow him to speak directly.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jamie Larkin. I would like to thank the chair, your worship, councillors, and the committee for giving me the opportunity to be here today to make this presentation. This meeting, I'm here at the suggestion of the Deputy Police Chief after I had met with him. He thought this was great information to share and an opportunity potentially for the city. I'm here representing Ayahuasca Canada as a regional director and as a member of the CSV, that's the Companionship of the Sacred Vine. Our goal and our ask is to have Charlottetown issue a declaration of support for shaman-led ayahuasca ceremonies. What is ayahuasca? Ayahuasca is a plant-based brew that has been used by Amazonian tribes for spiritual and medicinal purposes for over 3,000 years. It is typically administered in structured ceremonies by an ayahuasca shaman, but it is also administered in health centers and in other settings such as worldwide ayahuasca churches that were established originally in South America, but which now have spread to the majority of countries in the world, including Canada. Traditional ceremonies are now legal and are happening in Canada and have been happening monthly here in Charlottetown for several years. In South American countries, some have officially declared ayahuasca to be part of their cultural heritage. Ayahuasca is widely accepted and is seen as having distinct societal benefits. A large body of scientific knowledge has been generated through numerous studies into ayahuasca, and its safety and effectiveness are well understood. It is safe and it works. Ayahuasca has been used for healing the mind, body, and spirit. Studies show that it has been successful in treating PTSD, anxiety, addictions, enhancing personal growth, reducing suicide ideation, and treating treatment-resistant depression. Why Charlottetown? Well, Charlottetown is uniquely positioned in a way ahead of the curve in Canada, as it has a Peruvian ayahuasca shaman living here and practicing in the city. As well as there are 4 other qualified ayahuasca facilitators. There are distinct advantages to conducting shamanic ceremonies in Canada as opposed to South America. 1, the language barrier. 2, personal safety. 3, the cost, and 4, ease of travel. I've been to the jungle for training, and it takes days to get there. It's a harrowing journey, and everything pretty much kills you in the jungle. Insects, spiders, snakes, fish. Charlottetown is so much safer. Charlottetown would be the first Western jurisdiction in the world to officially support shaman-led ayahuasca ceremonies, making it a unique destination. This uniqueness will attract tourists and professionals interested in spiritual and wellness travel. Both Peru and Brazil are excellent examples of location where ayahuasca tourism has positively impacted local economies which has been positively impacted by the hundreds of thousands of tourists that travel there annually, as it's become recognized as a destination for spiritual and wellness. With Charlottetown issuing a declaration of support for shaman-led ceremonies, a year-round increase in tourism is almost guaranteed, leading to more revenue for local businesses, hotels, restaurants, and service providers. Also, Charlottetown would increase its reputation as being a forward-thinking city. Charlottetown being the first jurisdiction outside of the Amazon to issue such a declaration of support would be seen as a pioneer, taking a bold step towards supporting alternative healing practices. This could position the city as a leader in innovative and progressive health and wellness policies. This would also position the city as a cultural and wellness hub, a hub for cultural exchange and holistic wellness. Supporting shaman-led ceremonies would attract a diverse group of people, including wellness practitioners, spiritual seekers, and cultural enthusiasts. Media attention and global recognition. Increased visibility. A declaration supporting shaman-led ayahuasca ceremonies would be groundbreaking. It would attract significant media coverage from local, national, and international outlets and worldwide podcasts. This visibility would position Charlottetown as a pioneer in supporting alternative and holistic healing practices. Attracting thought leaders and influencers. The city would attract wellness influencers, spiritual leaders, and celebrities interested in alternative medicine, further boosting its profile. Creating a unique narrative. This move would allow Charlottetown to craft a very unique narrative about being open to new ideas, fostering an image of a city that embraces innovation, wellness, and cultural diversity. With the City of Charlottetown issuing a declaration of support for shaman-led ceremonies, we would use this as a catalyst to host a World Forum on Natural Medicines annually. This forum would be a premier global gathering for experts, practitioners, and enthusiasts of natural medicines, including ayahuasca, other plant medicines, herbal remedies, and holistic therapies. Hosting an annual world event would bring consistent, high-profile tourism to Charlottetown, boosting tourism and the economy. Of course, attendees would stay at local hotels, dine in local restaurants, and engage in other tourist activities, creating a predictable boost in the local economy. Establishing a knowledge hub. Over time, Charlottetown would become known as a hub of knowledge for natural and alternative medicine. The city would be recognized globally for fostering discussions on wellness, traditional healing practices, and modern medicine. Long-term benefits. This forum could help build networks and partnerships between local businesses, wellness practitioners, and international communities. It could also inspire local research initiatives. I think it's more than appropriate that a meeting after the bioscience was here, they'd be interested in having a conversation with me. It also could inspire local research initiatives, educational programs, and community projects focused on natural medicine. Reputation as a progressive city. Hosting a world forum on natural medicine annually would cement Charlottetown's reputation as a progressive city. It would show a commitment to exploring and integrating natural medicine into modern healthcare and wellness strategies. Case studies of media attention. Cities such as Iquitos, Peru, and Rhythmia in Costa Rica, which have been featured in major wellness and travel publications worldwide. This media coverage has significantly increased awareness and interest in ayahuasca tourism. Iquitos, for example, has 250,000 visitors per year that travel there to attend ayahuasca ceremonies. That's 250,000 visitors per year to attend ceremonies. To recap, with Charlottetown issuing a declaration of support for shaman-led ceremonies, it puts it on a global map as a forward-thinking city and as a destination for spiritual and wellness tourism. Shaman-led ceremonies are already happening here in the city, with attendees coming from across Canada and as far away as Europe. These attendees include veterans, therapists, and regular people like you and I looking to improve our mind, body, and spiritual health. Ayahuasca is safe and it works. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and we'll open the floor for questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Larkin. Very educational. Mr. Long, has a question?
Mr. Chair, back to Mr. Larkin. Jimmy, can you speak a little bit more about the conversation at Charlottetown Police Services? Like, there seems to me that there's a bit of a protocol here. And in addition to that, I note that Health Canada has offered several jurisdictions special permits in order to advance the use of the product. how does this all work provincially and legislatively? Are you asking for this declaration because you needed to advance through rules and regulations? Can you give some background on that?
Actually, we have the exemption of Section 56 from Health Canada to legally import and serve ayahuasca under the religious freedom through the companionship of the sacred vine. The first organization to get that exemption was the Santa Daime Church. It took them 17 years of lobbying to finally get that to legally import and serve. It took our organization 2 years. Unless you have this exemption, then it's not legal to import or serve ayahuasca. It's included in a broad list of drugs and plant medicines. It does contain DMT. DMT, they call it the spirit molecule, and our bodies produce DMT when we dream, when we meditate. It's a natural substance. And ayahuasca itself is a combination of two plants that make DMT. One plant produces the DMT, and the other one releases the SSRI inhibitors, which allow the DMT to work very slowly. I met with Sean Combs, the deputy police chief, to bring this to his attention. And other jurisdictions around the world, some shamans have been arrested. So we strongly believe this adds a net benefit to the community, and it's very beneficial. It's a very powerful medicine that's been used by millions of people. There's hundreds of research documents. There's dozens of universities currently doing research and have been doing research on ayahuasca for decades. So part of what we're doing here today, and what we did with the deputy police chief, was start an education and a conversation about exactly what is ayahuasca. And not unlike everyone here, it took me more than one try to get the pronunciation right. So and you try and spell it for a couple of times too. So but it's all about education. It's a very powerful medicine that works, and it's safe. And again, many communities across our country and across North America are it's a very tough time for many people. The housing crisis, unemployment, insecurity, addictions. Everyone's under a lot of stress. And this is a powerful medicine that, again, helps deal with that stress. And one of the questions I had to the deputy police chief was to see if it was on his radar at all, which it wasn't. And we have freedom of information requests from different police organizations across the country. It's not on their radar. They've had no arrests on their records. So this is a very positive thing which is happening already in the community. And we want to be in a position to share it with people. And again, the City of Charlottetown has offered, I'm sure, declarations of support for other organizations that it's a very positive thing and encourages people to celebrate. It brings the community together and encourages people to come to Charlottetown because it is a progressive city.
Chair?
Your worship.
Jamie, thank you very much for the presentation. Jamie, just a clarification, ayahuasca. Then you talked about is it shamala or
Shaman, yeah, shaman.
but is that the CT? What's this?
CT, that's short for Charlottetown.
Thank you. Okay. So the shamala ceremonies is part of the healing process? I'm just trying to get an understanding.
Yeah, so ayahuasca is served in a ceremony setting, which is very organized, and it takes special dietary preparation to prepare for ceremony, and it's led by a shaman and facilitators, trained facilitators. The ceremony lasts over several hours. Generally, there's anywhere from 5 to 15 people that attend.
Yeah.
I guess.
So again, there's the Peruvian. There's a connection to Peru as the base for it.
Yes, so our shaman, he's trained in Peru. He's received over 10 years of training. Has been practicing for many years. So we're in the lineage of Peruvian shamans, and we travel down to Central and South America for ongoing training.
Right. And I laugh because just several months ago, we had a representative from Chincha, Peru, and he wants to set up a twinning of cities with Chincha
Well, that's
in
interesting.
Charlottetown.
Yes.
Yes. So I don't know if there's a connection there, but it's sort of, it's coming all here at once. And if you look at provincial responsibility, the provincial, like constitutionally, it's in the Constitution Act of 1981, provinces are responsible for two constitutional responsibilities, health and education. Now, I think, did you allude to already reaching out to the province, the provincial minister of health?
I haven't yet. I'm just kind of working my way up, and so this seemed to be the next obvious step. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Charlottetown, and as the logo says, great things happen here.
Yeah.
And we're better than the birthplace of Confederation to issue a declaration of support. And again, this is really it's a promotional opportunity to help brand the city and increase its awareness around the world as a destination of wellness and tourism. And but the province is the next step for sure.
Right. And I might have not heard you say, but are there other jurisdictions that have already declared ayahuasca as,
Not outside the Amazon, no.
okay,
So this would be the very first.
Very
one.
first.
And it just happens to be a lot of things seem to be lining up. The stars are lining up that we have a Peruvian ayahuasca shaman here with trained facilitators. He would be here today, but he's a little bit shy. So, so he likes to stay low key.
well, he sent the best representative.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship. Councillor Twill, question?
Jamie, I want to congratulate you on your initiative and bringing this forward. I still have a lot to learn. This is all new to me, and I know that you're very invested. You started talking about, I was listening there and you were talking about your experience in the jungle. Did you experience any snakes and alligators and giraffes?
I stayed out of the water.
Because every day I venture into the jungle, a different jungle.
that's
But
right,
I like to
believe
draw the analogy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But no, look, Jamie, on a serious note, I think this is fantastic. I really do. I have a lot to learn
And
about what you're proposing and
Yeah.
how this is internationally acclaimed and for you to approach the city of Charlottetown, that's very noble of you. I congratulate you. I'm not sure exactly where you're asking for a declaration. I'd like to see, from our staff. The declaration is one thing, but where does it go from there? You talked about tourism and marketing and what it could mean for the city.
Yeah. In a World Forum on Natural Medicines, several years ago, I met with businessmen that go to the World Economic Forum in Davos, and I asked them some advice.
Did you say the World Economic Forum?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they suggested a couple of things, and the presenters from the Bio Alliance here, they talked about part of that too. And one was, tax incentives or special economic zones, and the other part was, he strongly suggested that we develop a world forum similar to what Davos is sort of branded as having the World Economic Forum there.
Yeah.
And what I would like to see is use this declaration of support as a catalyst to have a world forum here on natural medicines, and bring the best of the world here. We're in conversations with Gabor Mete's team. He's been working. Dr. Gabor Mete, he's based out of Vancouver. He's been using ayahuasca ceremonies in conjunction with the treatment for people with the most severe addictions in the country. So again, it's all about increasing knowledge and looking for better solutions to some very severe problems.
No, that's great, Jamie. So I know there's going to be further discussions with our senior staff, Wayne and Laura Lee, and then Michael, our director. So we'll look forward to, see how we can participate from from an initial perspective. And then, I guess, as you know, the sky's the limit.
And speaking of participating, I extended this to Sean's team as well, the deputy police's team, but I want to extend to everyone here, you're always more than welcome to attend the ceremony to exactly see what it is and what we do. There is some diet prep and a very thorough questionnaire that we have to go through to make sure that it's suitable.
Thanks again, Jamie.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, just to
Thank you, Your
follow up,
Worship.
just a quick
Yeah, go
end.
ahead.
Yeah. Again, Jamie, thank you very much. So there would be a ceremony to recognize or to acknowledge this ayahuasca. And would there be members of the community, Peruvian community, part of that, or just? Or
We
do you-
hope so, yeah. If we have the shamans here in the province, and we'll have him attend. And of course, he wears ceremonial garb during ceremony. And one of the things I didn't bring in today, but I brought in when I met with Wayne, was a lot of the Shipibo crafts and tapestries and jewelry, bracelets, necklaces. And it's one of the things, again, it's part of education and learning more about other cultures. And what beautiful craftsmen and artisans they are. So it would be great to have that there too.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Deputy, any questions? No? All right. No, thank you very much, Mr. Larkin.
Thank you, Jamie.
Very interesting.
Thanks, everyone.
Very- Yes. We'll take it back to committee for discussion again. Right.
Always available for more questions.
Axl Rose would say,
Welcome to the jungle, that's right. And I'll provide more documentation if you guys need anything. Okay,
Okay.
thanks much.
Thanks, Jamie.
Jamie, next time you go down, take Councillor Tweel down. Huh? Get all those spiders and stuff. Huh? I'd say there'd be
you know
some
what?
monkeys there,
There's
too.
something we can hunt together, Jamie, if you know what I mean.
You're not going to find a giraffe, though, Councillor Twill. Moving on, 6C, 2025 Downtown Farmers Market notification. Mr. Long. Sorry, my apologies. Laurel.
Mr. Chair, just a point of order. I looked in our package. We didn't have any backgrounder for this presentation. Was this a last-minute add-on? I just looked through my package. The ayahuasca presentation.
There was no presentation other than what he presented here today, so we didn't receive anything in advance, Your Worship.
Oh, okay.
Normally with presentations, there isn't an item in the package. The only reason there was something related to the bioscience
Yeah,
CDC
that's
presentation because it
what
was a
I'm
previous
associating.
report. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Normally
again-
what would happen is the presentation would occur and then staff would come back with a report to the next meeting.
Okay, so there will be a report from the presentation made by Rory and Wade, and same with ayahuasca. We'll have a report on that too.
Correct.
Thank you.
So with the ayahuasca, yeah, you know what I mean. If it's illegal in Canada, how can we pass it to have it legal here? Is that a question for the police services?
I think that's a question they'll have to deal with in their report.
Mr. Chair, we would have to do some more research on this. Mr. Larkin indicated he referenced a part of I believe, the Canadian Health Act or something similar to that of where they're covered off, but we would certainly have to do some more research on our end and also determine why there are not other jurisdictions in Canada, especially municipalities, who have endorsed, and we perhaps also might need a conversation with the provincial government.
Thank you. Turn the mic over to Laurel.
So in late August, staff received formal notification from Downtown Charlottetown Inc. that